Ambassador, thank you for talking to the EU Asia Centre. Maybe you could begin by saying something about the state of relations between the EU and Brunei.
Okay, I think EU is very important to Brunei within the framework of ASEAN. At the moment, our bilateral relations with EU is limited because of one is the trade we have with EU is not that big. So within the framework of ASEAN, EU is very important. ASEAN is one of the largest trading partner for EU, and EU is also the I think second largest trading partner for ASEAN. So within the framework, Brunei sees that our role is to support the overall ASEAN-EU relations.
And we have a ministerial coming up at the end of April between the EU and ASEAN. So what do you expect from that summit, and how would you like relations between the EU and ASEAN to develop in future?
The coming ASEAN-EU ministerial meeting is very timely for a few things. One is there is positive developments in the region, in ASEAN, in particular the developments in Myanmar. And then two, there is growing importance and developments, positive developments in ASEAN. If you can see, ASEAN is in Asia. Asia is one of the most dynamic regions in the world. So within those, I think the ASEAN-EU relations, ASEAN-EU ministerial meeting is going to be important. It also, I think, with the presence of high-level participation from the EU foreign ministers, I think that will put the ASEAN-EU relation back on the track where it was before. I think there is going to be in a venue for the ministers to exchange views on how we're going to bring the level of relationship between ASEAN and EU in the future.
And what would be the key sectors or areas that you would like to see closer relations?
We have identified some deliverables. The plan of actions, I think, will be indications of some of the areas, concrete areas for cooperation. EU has proposed some capacity buildings in terms of disaster management. EU is very keen to help ASEAN to deepen its integration, which we are seriously undertaking. There are also some areas in terms of, for example, the promotion of human rights. We had the human rights intergovernmental human rights commissions from ASEAN that visited Brussels last year. That was one of the I think one of the important and very fruitful visits they have done. I think there are many areas that ASEAN and EU can benefit. So the plan of action, we're looking forward to finalize the plan of actions. And besides that, I think there is going to be opportunity for the leaders, the ministers, to discuss the political and security dimensions of cooperation between ASEAN and EU.
And ASEAN used to look to the EU as some kind of model to help its regional integration efforts. Because of the recent crisis in Europe, does ASEAN still regard the EU in a good light?
I think there's so many things in EU that you have done that are very good to us. I think your integrations is still good. The financial crisis is, we have experienced financial crisis. There are so many things that when we look back and what happening today actually points to one direction. For example, on the issue of economic governance. And this is the process where ASEAN or Asia is still ongoing process in building our own economic governance. I think there was one issue we discussed with the European EU officials, for example, on the issue, for example, corruptions, the issues of other economic governance that we can help each other. So I think it's good for us to look into what's happening and then how does it impact ASEAN in general.
Ambassador, thank you very much for talking to the EU Asia Centre.
You're most welcome.